Hello, everyone. Do you ever feel like life is hard or that you are not doing enough? Do you want to make things easier and better? Well, you are in the right place. Today, we are going to talk about 55 simple tricks that can help you improve your life right away. These are easy ideas that anyone can understand and use. Let's start making your life better, step by step. Life hack 1, the 2-minute rule. The first simple trick is called the 2-minute rule. This rule is very easy to remember and use. It says that if you have a task that will take you less than 2 minutes to finish, you should just do it right away. Do not put it off. Do not tell yourself you will do it later. Just do it now. Think about it this way: opening the mail, putting a dirty dish in the dishwasher, sending a quick email, or taking out the trash. These are all small tasks. If you see them and they take less than 2 minutes, just get them done. Why does this rule work so well? It works because it stops small tasks from building up into big problems. Imagine you have many small tasks that each take 2 minutes. If you put them off, soon you have a pile of small tasks. That pile can look big and scary, but if you do each one right away, they never become a pile. You feel better because things are done. You also do not have to think about them again. This saves your brain power for bigger, more important things. So, next time you see a small job, ask yourself, can I do this in 2 minutes? If the answer is yes, just do it. Life hack 2, don't touch it. Twice. This trick is like the first one, but for tasks you have already started. It is called don't touch it twice. This means that once you begin working on something, try to finish it all at once. Do not start a task, stop it, and then come back to it later. For example, if you are reading an email and it needs a reply, write the reply right then and send it. Do not read the email, close it, and tell yourself you will answer later. Why is this important? Because starting and stopping a task actually takes more time. When you stop, your brain has to switch gears. Then, when you come back to the task, your brain has to remember where you left off and get back into it. This wastes time and energy. It is like trying to drive a car by stopping and starting every few seconds. It takes longer to get where you are going. If you can, try to do a task from start to finish. This makes you more efficient. It helps you get more done in less time and feel less scattered. So, next time you pick up a task, try to see it through to the end if you can. Life hack 3, the 72-hour rule for decisions. The 72-hour rule is about making important choices. This rule says that you should never make a big decision when you are in a bad state. What is a bad state? It is when you are hungry, angry, tired, or lonely. We often use the short word HAT to remember this. If you are feeling any of these things, it is best to wait. Try to wait at least 72 hours, which is 3 days, before you decide. Why is this rule so helpful? When you are hungry, angry, tired, or lonely, your brain is not working its best. You might make choices you will regret later. For example, if you are very angry, you might say something mean or make a quick, bad decision. If you are very tired, you might not think clearly. By waiting 72 hours, you give yourself time to calm down, eat something, rest, or connect with someone. Your mind becomes clearer. You can think about the decision with a fresh head. This helps you make smarter choices that are good for you in the long run. So, if a big decision comes up and you are feeling one of the HAT emotions, remember to pause and wait. Life hack 4, daily highlight. The daily highlight is a simple way to make sure your day feels successful. At the start of each day, or even the night before, choose just one main task. This is the one task that, if you get it done, will make you feel like the day was a win. It is your most important job for that day. You make it your main focus and promise yourself you will finish it no matter what. Why is this a good idea? Because our days can get very busy. We have many things to do. It is easy to get lost in small tasks and emails. By choosing one highlight task, you give your day a clear purpose. It helps you focus your energy. Even if other things do not go perfectly, you will still feel good if you complete your highlight task. It gives you a sense of achievement every single day. This can also help you move forward on your bigger goals. So, each morning, ask yourself, What is the one thing I really want to get done today that will make me feel successful? Life hack 5. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. This rule is about saying yes and no to things. It is very simple. If someone asks you to do something, or if you think about doing something and your first feeling is not super excited, like a hell yes, then the answer should be hell no. Do not do it. Why is this powerful? Our time and energy are very precious. There are only so many hours in a day and only so much energy you have. If you say yes to things you are not really excited about, you are taking time and energy away from things you truly want to do. You might end up feeling drained, annoyed, or like you are always busy but not doing anything important. This rule helps you protect your time. It helps you focus only on the things that truly matter to you and make you happy. So, next time you are asked to do something, listen to your gut feeling. If it is not a big, clear yes, then it is a clear no. Life hack 6. Ask who, not how. When you have a new task or a new idea, what is the first thing you usually ask yourself? Most people automatically ask, how can I do this? Then they try to figure out all the steps themselves. But this trick suggests a different first question. Who can do this for me? Or who can help me with this? Why is this a smart way to think? Because you do not have to do everything yourself. There are many smart and skilled people in the world. By asking who, you open up the possibility of getting help. This saves you a lot of time. It also means you can use other people's special knowledge and skills. For example, if you need to build a website instead of learning how to code, you might ask, who can build a website for me? Maybe a friend knows someone, or you can hire an expert. This lets you focus on what you are best at and what is most important for you to do. So remember to ask who before you ask how. Life hack 7. Procrastination is wisdom. This sounds strange, right? How can putting things off be wise? This trick says that when you keep putting off a task, it might be your inner self telling you something important. It is a signal. It might be telling you that you need help with that task. It is a sign that you should not be doing it alone. Think about it. If you keep delaying a task, maybe it is too big, or you do not know how to do it, or you simply do not want to do it. Your brain is telling you something. Instead of feeling bad about procrastinating, listen to that feeling. It is a kind of wisdom. It tells you that maybe you should delegate that task, or ask someone for help, or learn more about it before trying. So, when you find yourself putting something off over and over, ask yourself, is this task telling me I need help? Who can do this for me? This can change how you see procrastination, from a bad habit to a helpful message. Life hack 8. The 90-90-1 rule. This rule is about being super focused on your most important goal. It says that for the next 90 days, you should spend the first 90 minutes of your day on just one task. This task should be the one that helps you most with your biggest goal. Do not do anything else during those 90 minutes. No emails, no social media, no distractions. Just that one important task. Why is this rule so effective? Because it forces you to be very consistent and focused on what truly matters. Your brain is usually most alert and productive at the start of the day. By dedicating this peak time to your biggest goal, you make huge progress. Even if the rest of your day gets crazy, you will have already worked on your most important thing. This builds momentum and helps you achieve big goals faster. It is like taking the first, most important steps on a long journey every single morning. This rule helps you build a powerful habit of focusing on what drives your success. Life hack 9. The 12-week year. Most people set goals for the whole year. They plan what they want to do over 12 months. But this trick, called the 12-week year, suggests something different. It says you should try to achieve your 12-month goals in just 12 weeks. You make your big yearly goals into goals for only 3 months. Why is this a good idea? When you have a whole year, it is easy to put things off. You think, oh, I have plenty of time. This often leads to wasting time. But if you try to do a year's worth of work in 12 weeks, it creates a feeling of urgency. It makes you act faster and focus more. You execute better. Even if you do not finish everything in the first 12 weeks, you still have 3 more chances to try again within the year. This method helps you get a lot more done than you would with a long, drawn-out yearly plan. It keeps you on your toes and makes you work with more purpose. Life hack 10. Biological prime time. This trick is about understanding when your brain works best. Biological prime time means finding the time of day when you naturally feel most awake, energized, and ready to focus. For some people, it is early in the morning. For others, it might be late morning or even in the afternoon. Once you figure out your best time, you should do your most important and hardest tasks during that specific period. Why is this smart? Because your energy levels change throughout the day. Trying to do complex work when you are feeling tired or sleepy is like trying to run a race when you are out of breath. It is much harder. By doing your most important tasks when your brain is naturally at its peak, you get more done. And you do it better. You will find that you can think more clearly, solve problems faster, and be more creative. So pay attention to when you feel your best. Is it after your morning coffee? After lunch? Use that time wisely for your most challenging work. Life hack 11. The 80% rule for feedback. This rule is mainly for people who create things, like reports, designs, or projects. It says that you can get about 80% of a project done quite quickly. Going from nothing to 80% finished is usually the easy part, but trying to get from 80% to 90%, and especially from 90% to 100%, making it perfect, is very, very hard. It can take a long, long time to make something absolutely perfect. So, what does this mean for you? It means you should aim to get feedback from others when your project is about 80% complete, not when it is 100% perfect. Why? Because if you try to make it perfect before showing anyone, you might spend hours on things that are not even needed. Someone might look at your perfect work and say, "This is great, but we actually needed something completely different." Then all your extra effort for that last 20% was wasted. By getting feedback at 80%, you can make changes more easily and avoid doing work that is not needed. It helps you work smarter, not just harder. Life hack 12. Eat the frog first. This is a very famous and powerful trick. Eating the frog means tackling your most difficult, important, or unpleasant task first thing in the morning. It is like facing your biggest challenge before anything else. The idea comes from a saying that if you eat a live frog first thing in the morning, the rest of your day will be easy. Why is this so helpful? When you get your biggest or worst task done early, a huge weight is lifted off your shoulders. You feel a sense of accomplishment and relief right away. This gives you energy and momentum for the rest of the day. You will feel proud and more confident to tackle other tasks. If you put off the frog, it will hang over your head, making you feel worried or stressed all day. By eating the frog first, you start your day with a big win, and everything else feels simpler by comparison. So, identify your frog for tomorrow and plan to tackle it first. Life hack 13. Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law is a simple idea that explains how work expands. It says that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. What does that mean? It means if you give yourself 4 hours to finish a task, it will probably take you 4 hours. But if you give yourself only 2 hours for the exact same task, you will likely finish it in 2 hours. Why is this important? Because it shows us how we can be more productive. If you set shorter deadlines for yourself, you will naturally work faster and more efficiently. Your brain will find ways to get the job done in the limited time you have. If you give yourself too much time, you might waste it, take unnecessary breaks, or make the task more complicated than it needs to be. So, to get more done, try setting shorter, more realistic deadlines for your tasks. This creates a healthy pressure that helps you focus and be more productive. Life hack 14. The 80-20 rule, Pareto principle. This rule is also known as the Pareto principle. It is a very common idea in many areas of life. It says that roughly 80% of your results or outcomes come from only 20% of your efforts or activities. For example, if you have 10 tasks on your to-do list, this rule suggests that only 2 of those tasks will give you most of your important results. The other 8 tasks combined will give you much less. Why is this rule so useful? Because it helps you figure out what to focus on. Instead of treating all tasks equally, You can identify the vital few activities that produce the most impact. Once you know which 20% of your activities bring 80% of your results, you can spend more time and energy on those. This means you can get much more done by focusing on less. It is about working smarter, not harder, by putting your effort where it truly makes a difference. Take a look at your to-do list and try to find your most impactful 20%. Life hack 15. The ABCDE method. The ABCDE method is a simple way to decide which tasks to do first. It is a priority setting trick. Here is how it works. You list all your tasks. Then, you give each task a letter from A to E based on how important it is. Tasks are the most important. These are things you must do. If you do not do them, there will be serious problems. B tasks are important, but not as critical as A tasks. You should do them, but there might not be huge problems if they are delayed a little. C tasks are nice to do, but not really important. There are no bad results if you do not do them. D tasks are things you can delegate or give to someone else. E tasks are things you can eliminate or simply not do. They are not important at all. Why use this method? After you label your tasks, you tackle them in order, starting with A tasks. This helps you make sure you are always working on the most important things first. It stops you from getting sidetracked by less important tasks. It brings clarity and focus to your day, ensuring your efforts are always directed towards what truly matters. Life hack 16. Time auditing. Time auditing sounds like a complicated business term, but it is actually a very simple and helpful trick. It means keeping a detailed record of how you spend your time for a few days, or even a week. You can write down every activity you do and how long you spend on it. For example, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. checking emails, 8:30 a.m. to 9:00 a.m. working on Project X, 9 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. social media. Why would you do this? Because most of us think we know how we spend our time, but we are often wrong. We might think we spend a lot of time on important work, but a time audit might show us we spend more time on distractions. This method helps you see exactly where your time is going. It helps you find time wasters or areas where you could be more efficient. Once you see clearly how you spend your time, you can make smarter choices about how to use it better. It is like having a map of your day. Life hack 17. Don't break the chain. This trick is perfect for building new habits. Here is how it works. First, you choose a habit you want to start, like exercising every day or writing for 15 minutes. Then, you get a calendar. Every day you complete that habit, you put a big X on that day on the calendar. The goal is to never break the chain of X marks. Why is this so effective? Seeing a long chain of X marks builds momentum and motivates you to keep going. You do not want to see a blank space in your chain. It gives you a visual reminder of your progress and commitment. This simple visual cue can be incredibly powerful in making a new behavior stick. It turns building a habit into a fun game, and winning the game means continuing your streak. So pick a habit, get a calendar, and start your chain. Life hack 18. Energy management. Over time management. We often talk about managing our time, but this trick says that managing your energy is even more important. Think about it. You can have all the time in the world, but if you are too tired or burned out, you will not get anything useful done. You might try to read a book for an hour, but if you are exhausted, you might not remember a single thing. Why is energy management so key? Because our energy levels affect everything we do. When your energy is high, you can focus better, think more clearly, and be more productive. When your energy is low, everything feels harder. How do you keep your energy high? By making sure you get enough sleep, eating good food, exercising regularly, and taking breaks or time off when you need them. It is like taking care of your car. If you do not put in the right fuel and maintain it, it will not run well, no matter how much time you have to drive. Focus on keeping your personal energy tank full. Life hack 19. The Zeigarnik effect. This trick uses a surprising part of how our brain works. The Zeigarnik effect is a psychological idea that says our minds tend to remember uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. Unfinished tasks stay in our thoughts. To use this to your advantage, you can start a task, work on it for a bit, then take a break. While you are doing something else, Your subconscious mind, the part of your brain working behind the scenes, might keep thinking about the unfinished task. Why is this useful? Often, when you return to the task, you might find a creative solution or a new idea that came to you while you were away. It is like your brain was solving the problem in the background. However, there is a warning. This trick works best for creative or problem-solving tasks. You should avoid leaving many small administrative tasks unfinished. If you have too many tiny, incomplete tasks hanging around, they will just take up too much brain energy and cause stress without giving you a creative boost. So, for big problems, try starting, pausing, and letting your brain work for you. Life hack 20. Pomodoro Technique. The Pomodoro Technique is a popular time management trick that helps you stay focused and avoid burnout. The idea is based on studies that show our brains can usually focus well for about 25 minutes. Here is how you do it. Choose one task you want to work on. Set a timer for 25 minutes. This is one Pomodoro. Work intensely on that one task until the timer rings. Do not get distracted. When the timer rings, take a short 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, grab a drink. After your break, start another 25-minute Pomodoro. After you complete 4 Pomodoros, 4 25-minute work blocks with short breaks in between, take a longer break, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Why is this effective? It helps you focus completely for short periods, which boosts productivity. The regular breaks help prevent mental fatigue and keep your energy levels high. It trains your brain to concentrate better. It is a great way to tackle big projects by breaking them into manageable chunks. Life hack 21. Batch processing. Batch processing means grouping similar tasks together and doing them all at once. For example, instead of checking emails every few minutes throughout the day, you set specific times to check and respond to all your emails, e.g., 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m. Or, if you have several phone calls to make, you make them all one after another. Why is this helpful? Every time you switch tasks, your brain needs time to start up again. This is the period it takes to get everything ready and find your focus for the new task. This startup time wastes energy. When you batch similar tasks, you only have to go through this startup process once. You get into a rhythm for that type of task, making you faster and more efficient. It is like an assembly line for your work. You save mental energy and get more done by not constantly jumping between different types of activities. Life hack 22. Salami Slice Method. This method is perfect for those big, overwhelming tasks that make you want to procrastinate. Imagine a big salami sausage. You do not try to eat the whole thing at once. You cut it into thin slices. The salami slice method works the same way. You break down a huge task into very small, easy-to-do steps, or slices. Then, you commit to working on only one slice at a time. Why is this effective? Big tasks can feel scary and impossible to start, but a tiny slice seems much less threatening. Once you complete that one small slice, you often feel a sense of achievement and motivation. This makes you more likely to do the next slice, and then the next. It builds momentum. It is especially great for tasks you keep putting off. By making the first step incredibly small, you remove the barrier to getting started. Soon, many small slices add up to a completed big task. Life hack 23. Outcome visualization. Outcome visualization means spending time in your mind seeing the desired end result of your goals. You imagine very clearly what it will look, sound, and feel like when you have achieved what you want. For example, if your goal is to finish a project, you imagine yourself successfully completing it, feeling proud, and seeing the positive impact of your work. Why is this useful? This trick helps in 2 main ways. First, it helps you maintain motivation. When you can clearly see and feel the success in your mind, it fuels your desire to work towards it. Second, it brings clarity. It helps you understand exactly what you are working towards, which can guide your actions. It is like creating a clear picture of your destination before you start a journey. This mental rehearsal can make the journey itself feel more purposeful and keep you inspired through challenges. Life hack 24. Warren Buffett's 25-to-5 rule. This strategy comes from a very famous investor named Warren Buffett. It is often called the 25-to-5 rule. Here is how it works. First, write down your top 25 career goals or major life goals. Just list them all out. Next, look at that list of 25 goals and circle the top 5 goals that are most important to you right now. These are your absolute priorities. Now, here's the crucial part. You must focus only on those top 5 goals. The remaining 20 goals on your list, you must avoid them at all costs. Do not work on them, do not think about them, do not get sidetracked by them until your top 5 are fully accomplished. Why is this method so powerful? Because it forces extreme focus. Most people try to work on too many things at once and end up not making much progress on anything. By focusing intently on just your top 5, you pour all your energy into what truly matters. This ensures you make significant progress and actually achieve your most critical goals, rather than spreading yourself too thin. It is a powerful lesson in saying no to good things, to say yes to the best things. Life hack 25. The Feynman Technique. The Feynman technique is a trick for learning and understanding things deeply. It is named after a famous scientist. Here is the idea. To truly understand a concept, you should study it as if you have to teach it to someone else, especially someone who knows nothing about it, like a child. This means you have to explain complex ideas in very simple terms. Why is this technique so good for learning? When you prepare to teach something, you have to break it down, simplify it, and identify any parts you do not fully understand yourself. If you cannot explain it simply, it means you do not understand it well enough. This process forces you to clarify your thoughts, fill in gaps in your knowledge, and make the information stick better in your mind. It ensures a deep understanding and clear grasp of the subject, rather than just memorizing facts. Life hack 26. The 5 Whys Technique. The 5 Whys technique is a problem-solving trick. Whenever you face a problem, instead of just fixing the immediate issue, you ask why 5 times in a row. Each time you ask why, you are trying to dig deeper into the cause of the problem. Here is an example. Problem: the car won't start. Why? The battery is dead. Why is the battery dead? The alternator is not charging it. Why is the alternator not charging it? The alternator belt is broken. Why is the alternator belt broken? It was old and worn out. Why was it old and worn out? It wasn't replaced during the last service. Root cause found. Why is this helpful? By asking why multiple times, you move past the obvious problem and get to the real root cause. If you only fix the obvious problem, it might come back again later. Understanding the core issue helps you solve the problem completely, preventing it from happening over and over again. This saves you time and effort in the long run. Life hack 27. Habit stacking. Habit stacking is a clever way to build new habits by attaching them to habits you already have. It uses the idea that existing habits are already solid in your routine. Here is the formula. After current habit, I will new habit. For example, instead of saying I need to meditate, you say, after I brush my teeth, current habit, I will meditate for 5 minutes, new habit. Instead of I need to drink more water, you say, after I finish my morning coffee, current habit, I will drink a full glass of water, new habit. Why does this work so well? Because you do not need to remember to start a completely new thing from scratch. The trigger for the new habit is already built into your day by your existing routine. This makes it much easier to remember and stick to new behaviors. It uses the power of existing routines to automatically integrate new ones, making habit formation smoother and more automatic. Life hack 28. Rest and sleep. This might seem obvious, but it is often forgotten. Getting enough rest and quality sleep is incredibly important. This trick reminds you that sleep is arguably the single most productive thing you can do in a day. It is not just about lying down, it is about letting your body and mind recover fully. Why is sleep so crucial? When you sleep, your brain cleans itself, processes information, and stores memories. Your body repairs itself. If you do not get enough sleep, your brain function drops. You will find it harder to focus, solve problems, remember things, and even control your emotions. Adequate rest significantly improves your ability to concentrate, be creative, and make good decisions. Trying to work when sleep-deprived is like trying to drive a car with no fuel. Prioritize sleep just as much as your work. because it directly impacts how well you can do everything else. Life hack 29, quality time over quantity time. This trick applies especially to family and relationships, like spending time with your children. It says that it is not about the total number of hours you spend together, but the quality of those hours. For example, spending 2 hours fully present and engaged with your child, listening and playing, is much more valuable than being in the same room for 6 hours while constantly looking at your phone or doing other work. Why is this important? Because true connection and meaningful interactions happen when you are fully present and focused on the other person. If your mind is somewhere else, even if you are physically there, the time spent together feels empty. This trick encourages you to be fully in the moment when you are with loved ones. It helps you build stronger, deeper relationships by making the most of every shared moment, ensuring the time spent truly counts. Life hack 30. Say no often. This is a very powerful trick for protecting your time, energy, and priorities. It simply means that you need to get comfortable with saying no. Every time you say yes to one thing, you are automatically saying no to something else. For example, saying yes to a friend's invitation to a party might mean saying no to an evening with your child, or to working on your most important goal, or to getting enough sleep. Why is this crucial? Because you cannot be everywhere, and you cannot do everything. If you say yes to every request or opportunity, you will quickly become overloaded, stressed, and unable to focus on what truly matters to you. Saying no, politely of course, allows you to set boundaries, protect your valuable time and energy, and prioritize your own goals and well-being. It is about making active choices about where you direct your precious resources, rather than letting others dictate them. Life hack 31. Work in blocks. This trick helps you manage your day by dividing it into different types of work periods, or blocks. It suggests 3 main blocks. Strategic block. This is typically a longer period, maybe at least 3 hours. During this time, you work on your most important, high-impact tasks without any interruptions. No emails, no calls, no distractions. This is your deep work time. Buffer block. This block is for smaller, more routine tasks. This is when you would check and respond to emails, make phone calls, do administrative work, or attend quick meetings. Breakout block. This is your time for rest and recovery. It is when you take proper breaks, eat meals, exercise, or do things that help you recharge and relax. Why is this an effective way to work? Because it organizes your day in a way that respects your different energy levels and task types. It ensures you dedicate focused time to your most important work, rather than letting it get squeezed in between distractions. It also makes sure you have time for necessary routine tasks and, critically, for proper rest. This structure helps you be more efficient and feel less overwhelmed. Life hack 32. Theme your days. Theming your days means assigning a specific focus or type of activity to each day of the week. For example, you might decide that Mondays are admin days, where you do all your paperwork and planning. Tuesdays could be creative days, where you focus only on creative projects. Fridays might be client days for all your meetings with clients. Why is this helpful? It reduces decision fatigue, which we will talk about soon. Instead of waking up each day and wondering what to work on, you already know. This also helps with batch processing, Life hack 21, because you group similar tasks together by day. When you focus on one type of work for an entire day, you get into a rhythm, your brain stays in that mode, and you become much more efficient at those tasks. It helps you avoid constantly switching gears, which can drain your energy and focus. Life hack 33. Decision fatigue minimization. Decision fatigue is a real thing. It means that every time you make a decision, even small ones, it uses up mental energy. The more decisions you make throughout the day, the more tired your brain becomes, and the harder it is to make good decisions later on. This trick suggests minimizing the number of small decisions you need to make each day. How can you do this? Automate or plan small daily choices. For example, decide what to wear the night before. Plan your meals for the week so you do not have to think about what to eat for each meal. Have a fixed morning routine so you do not have to decide what to do first. Why is this important? By taking away the need to make these small, unimportant decisions, you save your mental energy for more important decisions and tasks. This means when a truly critical choice comes up, your brain is fresh and ready to make the best possible decision. It frees up your mental capacity for what truly matters. Life hack 34, the power of routine. This trick is about building and sticking to consistent daily routines for different parts of your life. Routines are patterns of behavior that you do regularly without much thought. Think about your morning routine. You probably do the same things in the same order every day. Why is routine so powerful? Have you ever had a great week of dieting and exercising only to ruin it all on the weekend? This often happens because we do not have a fixed routine for the weekends. A consistent routine for your weekdays, and even your weekends, helps to build good habits automatically. When something is part of your routine, you do not need willpower to do it. You just do it. It reduces mental effort because you do not have to decide what to do next. Routines create a predictable structure that supports your good habits and makes them stick without you having to fight yourself every day. Life hack 35. Digital detox. In our modern world, we are constantly connected to digital devices like phones, computers, and tablets. This trick suggests that you should periodically disconnect from these digital devices. This means taking time away from screens and the internet. It can be for a few hours, a day, or even a weekend. Why is a digital detox helpful? Our devices are full of distractions, notifications, emails, social media, news. Disconnecting helps to reduce these distractions and gives your mind a break. Constant exposure to these can cause mental clutter, stress, and a feeling of always being on. It allows you to recharge, think more clearly, and be more present in the real world. When you return to work or your daily life, you will likely feel refreshed, more focused, and have renewed clarity. It is like cleaning out your mental inbox. Life hack 36. Respect your future self. If the answer is that your future self will regret it, then do not do it. This is a simple but profound way of thinking about your choices. Before you make a decision, big or small, ask yourself, will my future self thank me for this decision, or will they regret it? If your future self will be grateful, then it is a good choice. For example, choosing to eat healthy now means your future self will thank you for better health. Choosing to save money now means your future self will thank you for financial security. Choosing to scroll endlessly on social media now means your future self might regret the wasted time. This trick helps you make choices that have long-term benefits rather than just instant gratification. It encourages you to think beyond the immediate moment and make decisions that truly serve your overall well-being and goals. Life hack 37. The spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is a common way our brains trick us. It is the feeling that everyone is noticing and judging your every move, your mistakes, or your appearance. You might feel like you are always in the spotlight, and people are paying much more attention to you than they actually are. This trick reminds you to understand that people are generally not noticing or judging you as much as you think. Why is this understanding helpful? This realization can greatly reduce anxiety and self-consciousness. When you understand that most people are busy thinking about themselves, just like you are, you can relax. You become less worried about what others think and more focused on doing your own thing. This frees up a lot of mental energy that was being wasted on worrying. You can then direct that energy towards your tasks, your goals, and truly living your life rather than constantly feeling observed or judged. Life hack 38. The Ulysses Pact. The Ulysses Pact is a clever way to make sure you stick to your goals, especially when you know you might be tempted to give up later. It is named after the Greek hero Ulysses, who tied himself to the mast of his ship to resist the tempting songs of the sirens. The idea is to make a choice in the present that limits your options or forces you to perform a certain action in the future. Examples: deleting a distracting app like social media from your phone to prevent endless scrolling, because you are using your present, strong-willed self to protect your future, potentially weaker self from giving in to temptations or bad habits. Setting up an automatic savings system that moves money from your main account to a savings account every month so you cannot easily spend it. prepaying for gym classes so you are more likely to go. Why does this work? It removes the need for willpower in the moment of temptation by making the right choice the only easy choice. It helps you commit to your long-term goals by building barriers against short-term distractions or impulses. Life hack 39. Plan your weeks. This trick emphasizes the importance of planning not just your days, but your entire week. Before the week even begins, perhaps on Sunday evening, sit down and plan out how you will use all your 168 hours in the coming week. This includes planning your work tasks, appointments, exercise, rest, family time, and anything else important. Why is this so effective? If you do not plan your week, you often let external demands and distractions fill your time. By planning ahead, you make sure that your time aligns with your long-term goals and priorities. You can schedule dedicated time for your most important projects, ensure you have enough rest, and allocate time for personal activities. It gives you a clear roadmap for the week, reducing stress and helping you feel more in control. It is like having a strategic overview of your entire week, allowing you to be proactive instead of reactive. Life hack 40. Always carry a notebook. This is a very simple but powerful habit. The trick is to always carry a small notebook and a pen with you wherever you go. Your subconscious mind, which is the part of your brain that works without you actively thinking about it, is always trying to find solutions to your problems and come up with new ideas. Why is this helpful? You never know when a brilliant idea, a sudden insight, or the perfect solution to a problem will pop into your head. These aha moments often come at the least expected times, while you are walking, in the shower, or just before falling asleep. If you do not write them down immediately, they can be easily forgotten. Solutions that come from your subconscious are often the best and most creative. By carrying a notebook, you can capture these valuable thoughts the moment they appear, ensuring you do not lose them. Life hack 41. The one thing principle. This trick is about simplifying your focus to achieve massive results. It encourages you to ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This question helps you find the absolute most important task or action that will have the biggest positive impact. Why is this so effective? In life and work, we often have many things we could do, but not all tasks are equally important. By identifying the one thing, you prioritize the action that will create a domino effect, making everything else fall into place or become less critical. It helps you cut through the clutter, focus your energy on the highest leverage point, and achieve breakthrough results by concentrating on what matters most. It is about finding the core action that unlocks everything else. Life hack 42. The 5-minute journal. This trick involves using a very simple journal, often called a 5-minute journal, to start and end your day. You spend about 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening writing down specific things. Morning. You write down 3 things you are grateful for, 3 things that would make today great, and 1 affirmation, a positive statement about yourself. Evening. You write down 3 amazing things that happened today, and 1 thing you could have done better. Why is this helpful? It trains your brain to focus on gratitude and positivity right from the start of your day, setting a good tone. It helps you set clear intentions for what you want to achieve. In the evening, it encourages reflection on your successes and learning from your experiences. This consistent practice can significantly improve your mood, focus, and self-awareness, making you more mindful and positive overall. Life hack 43. Declutter your environment. This trick is about clearing out unnecessary things from your physical space and your digital space. This means getting rid of items you do not need, use, or love in your home or office. It also means organizing your computer files, email inbox, and phone apps. Why is this important? A messy or cluttered environment can lead to a cluttered mind. It can make you feel stressed, overwhelmed, and distract you from your tasks. When your space is clean and organized, it creates a sense of calm and clarity. It helps you focus better because there are fewer distractions. Imagine trying to think clearly in a very messy room versus a very tidy one. A clear physical and digital space supports a clear and focused mind, making you more efficient and less stressed. Life hack 44. The power of small wins. This trick encourages you to notice and celebrate even tiny bits of progress you make towards your goals. A small win is any small step forward, no matter how minor it seems. It could be finishing one small part of a project, learning one new thing, or sticking to a habit for one day. Why is this so powerful? When you are working towards a big goal, it can sometimes feel overwhelming and far away. Small wins act like little boosts of motivation. Each time you achieve a small win, your brain releases chemicals that make you feel good. This feeling builds momentum and confidence. It makes the journey feel less daunting and more achievable. By recognizing and celebrating these small steps, you keep yourself inspired and energized to continue moving forward, eventually leading to big successes. Life hack 45. Mindful breaks. When you take a break from work, what do you usually do? Many people immediately grab their phone and start scrolling. This trick suggests taking mindful breaks instead. This means using your short breaks in a way that truly helps you recharge and refresh, rather than just shifting your focus to another screen. How can you do this? Instead of looking at your phone, try stretching your body, taking a few deep breaths, walking away from your desk for a moment, just sitting quietly and clearing your mind for a minute or two. Why are mindful breaks better? Constantly looking at screens, even during breaks, keeps your brain actively engaged and does not allow for true rest. Mindful breaks, on the other hand, allow your eyes and brain to rest, reduce mental fatigue, and can even boost your creativity. When you return to your work, you will feel truly refreshed and more focused, leading to better productivity. Life hack 46. Learn to delegate effectively. To truly learn to delegate effectively, it is not just about finding someone who can do a task. It is also about how you give them that task and how you manage it afterwards. When you delegate, you are giving away a piece of your work. This means you need to trust the person you are giving it to. But trust does not mean just throwing the task at them and hoping for the best. It means giving them clear instructions. Imagine you are teaching someone how to bake a cake for the first time. You would not just say, "Bake a cake." You would give them the recipe, tell them what ingredients to use, what temperature the oven should be, and how long to bake it. Delegating is similar. You need to clearly explain what needs to be done. Be very specific about the final result you expect. What should it look like? What should it achieve? You also need to set clear expectations about the quality of the work and the deadline. When do you need it by? What level of detail or perfection do you need? Do not just say soon or good enough. Give a firm date and a clear idea of what good enough means for this specific task. Once you have given the task and clear instructions, then you need to step back a little. Trust the person to do the work. If you constantly check on them or try to do parts of it yourself, you are not truly delegating. You are just creating more work for yourself and showing that you do not trust them. This also takes away their chance to learn and grow. Why is learning to delegate well so very important for you? Because it frees up your time. Imagine you have 10 tasks to do. If you can delegate 3 of those tasks to someone else, you now only have 7 tasks. This means you have more time to focus on the tasks that only you can do, the very important ones that need your special skills or attention. It allows you to focus on higher value tasks, tasks that bring bigger results for you or your goals. For example, if you are a business owner, instead of doing all the small accounting tasks, you could delegate them to an accountant. This frees up your time to think about new business ideas, or to work directly with big clients, or to train your staff. These are tasks that only you, as the owner, can do to grow your business significantly. Learning to let go of control can be hard for some people. They might think, "It's faster if I just do it myself," or "No one can do it as well as I can." While that might be true sometimes, it often prevents you from growing. If you are always doing everything, you will always be stuck at the same level. By delegating, you not only get the specific task done, but you also help others develop their skills. You build a team around you, even if it is just one person helping you out. This trick, when done right, is a powerful way to multiply your time and focus your efforts on what truly makes the biggest difference in your life and work. It is about understanding that your goal is not to be busy with everything, but to be effective at the most important things. Life hack 47. The rule of 3. The rule of 3 is a super simple way to organize your day and make sure you are always working on what matters most. At the very start of each day, before you begin any work, ask yourself, what are the 3 most important tasks I absolutely must complete today? Just 3. No more, no less. Write them down. These are your main focus tasks for the day. Why is this rule so effective and helpful? Because it helps you cut through the noise and confusion of a long to-do list. When you have a list of 20 things to do, it can feel very overwhelming. You might not know where to start, and you might jump from one small task to another without finishing anything important. This feeling of being overwhelmed often leads to procrastination, where you put things off. But if you have only 3 clear main goals for the day, it feels much more manageable. Your brain knows exactly what it needs to focus on. This rule makes sure you always prioritize. You are forcing yourself to identify the tasks that will have the biggest impact or are most urgent. These 3 tasks might be parts of bigger projects, or they might be critical daily duties. For example, if you have a big report due, one of your 3 tasks might be complete section 1 of the report. Another might be call John about the meeting. And a third could be prepare presentation slides. Even if 100 other small things come up during the day, if you complete these 3 tasks, you can end your day feeling successful. It is also a flexible rule. If you finish your 3 main tasks early, you can then move on to other things on your list, or you can even take a break. But the point is to ensure that the most important work gets done first. It ensures that you are focused on daily priorities that move your larger goals forward. It is a way of providing yourself with a clear mission each morning, reducing wasted time and scattered effort. This simple daily ritual can transform how you approach your work and greatly increase your feeling of accomplishment at the end of each day. It brings clarity and purpose to your every morning. Life hack 48. Single tasking. In our busy world, many people try to do several things at once. This is called multitasking. You might try to answer emails while on a phone call or listen to a podcast while writing a report. This trick, single tasking, tells you to do the opposite. It says you should focus completely on only one task at a time. Do one thing, finish it, and then move to the next thing. Why is single tasking so much better than multitasking? Because our brains are not actually built for true multitasking. What feels like multitasking is really just your brain rapidly switching between tasks. Imagine trying to talk to 2 different people at the same time and really understanding both conversations. It is impossible. Your brain has to stop processing one conversation, switch to the other, then switch back. This constant switching wastes a lot of mental energy. It is like constantly stopping and starting a car, which uses more gas and takes longer to get to your destination. When you single task, you give your full attention and focus to one thing. This allows you to go deep into the task. You can think more clearly, make fewer mistakes, and complete the task faster and with higher quality. For example, if you are writing a report, close all other tabs on your computer, turn off notifications, and just focus on writing. You will find that your writing is better, you finish faster, and you feel less stressed. Think about the feeling of being truly focused on something. Time seems to disappear, and you get a lot done. That is the power of single tasking. It reduces errors because your mind is not split. It improves the quality of your work because you can pay attention to details. And it makes you more efficient because you are not wasting time switching back and forth. It also reduces stress, as you are not trying to juggle multiple things at once. This trick encourages you to be present and dedicated to the task at hand, which leads to better results and a calmer mind. Life hack 49. Pre-mortem analysis. This trick is a powerful way to prevent problems before they even happen. It is called pre-mortem analysis. A pre-mortem means before death. So, you imagine that your project or idea has already failed, even before you start it. You then ask yourself, why did this project fail? And list all the possible reasons you can think of. Here is how you do it. Gather your team, or just sit by yourself if you are working alone. Imagine it is 6 months from now, and your big project has completely failed. It was a disaster. Now brainstorm and write down every single reason you can imagine for that failure. Be creative. Think about all the things that could go wrong. Unexpected problems, lack of resources, team conflicts, bad decisions, changes in the market, etc. Once you have a list of all these imagined failure reasons, you go back to the present. You then use this list to make plans to prevent each of those problems from actually happening. Why is this helpful? Most people only think about what could go right with a project. But by forcing yourself to think about failure beforehand, you can identify weaknesses and risks that you might have missed. It helps you proactively solve problems before they become real problems. It is like having a crystal ball that shows you all the potential pitfalls. You can then build safeguards into your plan, create backup plans, or even decide not to pursue a risky idea if the potential for failure is too high. This trick helps you reduce risks, make smarter plans, and greatly increase your chances of success by understanding and preparing for potential challenges. It is a powerful way to improve your planning and foresight. Life hack 50. Build a second brain. This trick is about creating a system outside of your own head to store all your ideas, information, notes, and knowledge. This external system is often called a second brain. Why do you need one? Because your brain is excellent at thinking, connecting ideas, and being creative, but it is not very good at storing a lot of facts and details reliably. Trying to remember everything clutters your mind and causes stress. What can be your second brain? It can be very simple, like physical notebooks where you write down everything. Digital note-taking apps on your phone or computer, like Simplenote, Obsidian, Evernote, Notion, etc. A system of physical folders and files for papers. A combination of these. The key is that it is a trusted place where you put all your thoughts, ideas, tasks, important information, and anything you want to remember. Once it is in your second brain, you do not have to worry about forgetting it. This frees up your mental space. For example, if you have a brilliant idea for a project while you are out walking, you quickly put it into your second brain app. Then you can forget about it until you are ready to work on it. You do not have to keep it in your head, taking up valuable mental energy. Why is this so powerful? Reduced mental clutter. Your mind feels clearer and less stressed when it is not trying to remember everything. Better ideas. When your brain is freed from remembering, it can focus more on creative thinking and making new connections. Reliable information. You always know where to find the information you need, rather than searching endlessly or trying to recall it from memory. Never lose a good idea. No more. I had a great idea, but I forgot it. Moments. Building a second brain is like having a super-powered assistant that remembers everything for you, allowing your natural brain to do what it does best: think, create, and solve problems. It is a fundamental shift in how you manage information and can profoundly impact your productivity and peace of mind. Life hack 51. The 2-day rule for habits. This trick is specifically for when you are trying to build a new habit and you miss a day. The 2-day rule says, never miss a desired habit 2 days in a row. It is okay if you miss one day. Life happens, but you absolutely must make sure you do not miss it on the second day after missing the first. For example, let's say your new habit is to go for a 30-minute walk every day. Monday, you walk, good. Tuesday, you walk, good. Wednesday, you are really busy or tired and you miss your walk. Okay, one miss. Thursday, no matter how you feel or how busy you are, you absolutely must do that walk. Even if it is a shorter one, like 10 minutes, just do something to not miss 2 days in a row. Why is this rule so important? Consistency is the key to building any habit. When you miss a habit once, it is a small break. But if you miss it twice in a row, it becomes much easier to give up completely. 2 misses can quickly turn into 3, then 4, and suddenly your new habit is gone. The 2-day rule acts as a safety net. It allows for human error and bad days, but it forces you to get back on track quickly. It prevents a small slip from becoming a complete abandonment of your habit. It teaches you to forgive yourself for missing a day, but to immediately recommit and not let the break become a pattern. This trick ensures that your habit-building efforts stay strong. even when life throws you off balance. Life hack 52. The Seinfeld strategy. The Seinfeld strategy is very similar to the "don't break the chain" rule, but it is worth mentioning again because of its famous origin and clear way of working. It is named after the comedian Jerry Seinfeld, who is said to have used this method to become better at writing jokes. His rule was simple. Every day he wrote new jokes, he would put a big X on that day on a large calendar on his wall. His goal was to never break the chain of X's. Here's how you can use it. Choose a task or habit that you want to do every single day, e.g., writing for 15 minutes, practicing an instrument, exercising. Get a physical calendar that you can hang on a wall where you can clearly see it every day. Every day you complete your chosen task, put a big bold X over that day's square on the calendar. Your one and only job is to never break the chain of X's. Each day, you just want to add another X. Why is this trick so powerful for building consistency? Visual motivation. Seeing a long, unbroken chain of X's creates a strong visual incentive. You do not want to be the one who puts a blank space in that beautiful chain. Momentum. As the chain grows, so does your commitment and motivation. It becomes easier to do the task because you do not want to lose your progress. Simplicity. It removes complex thinking. Your only job is to do the task and mark the X. It is a very simple daily goal. This strategy works because it taps into our human desire for progress and completion. It turns a daunting daily task into a simple, satisfying game. By focusing on simply not breaking the chain, you build a strong habit over time, step by consistent step. It is a testament to the idea that small, consistent actions lead to big results. Life hack 53. Minimum viable product, MVP. This trick, minimum viable product or MVP, comes from the world of business and product development. But you can apply it to many areas of your life, like starting a new project, learning a new skill, or trying a new idea. An MVP is the simplest, most basic version of your idea or project that still provides its core value. It is just enough to get started and get feedback. For example, for a new app, instead of building an app with 100 features, build an MVP with just 1 or 2 core features that solve a main problem for users. For a new course you want to teach, instead of creating a 10-hour course, teach a free 1-hour workshop. For starting a new hobby, instead of buying all the expensive equipment for photography, start with your phone camera and free editing apps. Why is starting with an MVP so smart? Faster launch, start. You do not get stuck trying to make something perfect before you even begin. You launch quickly. Quick feedback. Once you have your MVP out there, you can get real feedback from people. This feedback is incredibly valuable because it tells you what works, what does not, and what people truly need. Less wasted effort. If your initial idea is not great, or if people do not need it, you find out quickly without having spent a huge amount of time and money on a full, perfect version. Reduces fear. Starting small with an MVP makes it less scary to begin. This trick is about moving from idea to action quickly and learning as you go. It helps you avoid over-planning and procrastination. It encourages you to test and learn rather than plan perfectly and then launch. It is a practical way to bring your ideas to life with less risk and more efficiency, allowing you to adapt and improve based on real-world results. Life hack 54. Reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is a problem-solving and planning trick where you start with your ultimate goal or desired outcome and then work backward step by step. Instead of thinking, what do I do first? You think, what needs to happen right before the end goal? And what needs to happen before that? And so on, until you get back to where you are now. For example, imagine your goal is to run a marathon, a very long race. End goal. Finish the marathon. What needs to happen right before that? Run a 20-mile practice run. What needs to happen before that? Consistently run shorter distances, 10 miles, 15 miles for several weeks. What needs to happen before that? Follow a training plan for several months. What needs to happen before that? Start running 3 to 4 times a week consistently, even short distances. What needs to happen before that? Buy running shoes and find a running route. Why is this method so effective? Clear path. It creates a very clear step-by-step path from where you are now to where you want to be. There is no guessing. Breaks down. Big goals. Big goals can feel impossible. Reverse engineering breaks them down into manageable, actionable steps. Each step becomes a mini goal, identifies missing steps. Sometimes when you work forward, you miss important steps. Working backward helps you uncover all the necessary stages. Maintains focus. You always know what the very next step is to get closer to your big goal. This trick is especially helpful for complex projects or big long-term goals. It ensures that every step you take is purposefully leading you towards your desired outcome. It transforms a daunting future into a clear, actionable present plan, making your dreams feel much more attainable. Life hack 55. Schedule your procrastination. This trick sounds a bit odd, but it can be surprisingly effective for managing feelings of worry, stress, or the urge to procrastinate. Instead of trying to fight procrastination or push away worried thoughts all day, you schedule a specific limited time slot for them. Here is how it works. When you find yourself wanting to procrastinate, or if worried thoughts pop into your head, tell yourself, "I will deal with this later." Set aside a specific short time slot each day, e.g., 15-30 minutes, perhaps late in the afternoon or early evening, that is dedicated to scheduled procrastination, or worry time. When the urge to procrastinate or worry comes up during your main work time, you gently remind yourself, "Not now. I will think about this during my scheduled worry time." Write down the thought quickly if you need to, then return to your task. When your scheduled procrastination time arrives, you allow yourself to fully engage in those worries, do the distracting things you want to procrastinate with, or think about the tasks you have been avoiding. When the timer for that scheduled time runs out, you stop. Why is this effective? Contains negative feelings. It prevents worries and the urge to procrastinate from taking over your entire day. You give them a dedicated, contained space. Reduces mental load. Your brain knows that it will get a chance to address these things later, so it is easier to let them go in the moment. Often, the urge passes. When you get to your scheduled time, you might find that the worries are not as strong, or the need to procrastinate has lessened. Sometimes just knowing you have a dedicated time makes them less urgent. Builds discipline. It helps you train your brain to focus when it needs to, and to put off distractions until an appropriate time. This trick is not about encouraging procrastination, but about managing it. It is a way of acknowledging those natural urges and thoughts without letting them derail your productivity and peace of mind. It helps you stay in control of your focus and emotional state. So, there you have it. 55 simple tricks that can instantly improve your life. We have talked about many easy ideas, from doing small tasks right away, to planning your week, from managing your energy to building new habits. None of these tricks are complicated. They are all about making small, smart changes in how you think and how you do things every day. Remember, you do not have to try all 55 tricks at once. That would be too much. The best way to use this guide is to pick 1 or 2 tricks that really spoke to you. Start with those. Try them out for a few days or a week. See how they feel. When you feel comfortable with them, then you can try adding another one. Small steps, taken consistently, lead to big changes over time. Imagine if you just got 1% better every day. Over a year, that is a huge improvement. These tricks are like your personal set of tools to make life a little easier, a little more productive, and a lot more fulfilling. They help you take control, focus on what matters, and build a better future for yourself. Which one of these tricks will you try first? Let me know in the comments below. Start today, take that first step, and begin your journey to a simply better life.